She didn't ask for easy, she only asked for strength. And when the angel found her, she said, "Let it be." She was young and she was quiet, in a world that wasn't ready for the weight that God was placing in her ordinary hands. No cathedral, no announcement, just a girl in a small village, and a calling far too heavy for a person just to stand. But she stood anyway, not because she had the answers, not because she understood the plan. She stood because she trusted that the God who asked the question was the same God who would carry what she couldn't on her own. Mother Mary, full of grace, you held the weight of heaven in a tender human place. Mother Mary showed us how to say yes when we are frightened, to say yes and not know how. You said yes. There were nights she must have wondered what it meant to hold the holy, what it cost to be the vessel for a love the world would break. She watched him grow in wisdom, she watched the crowd surround him. She kept every word he spoke to her and held it close. And when they took him from her, when the cross became the altar, she stood there in the sorrow with no shelter from the weight, not looking for an exit, not demanding an explanation, just a mother standing faithful at the hardest human gate. Mother Mary, full of grace, you held the weight of heaven in a tender human place. Mother Mary showed us how to say yes when we are frightened, to say yes and not know how. You said yes. I want that kind of faith, the kind that doesn't need to see the whole road, the kind that says your will, not mine, even when the will costs everything. I wanna hold what God gives me the way she held it, with open hands and a heart that doesn't close when the weight gets heavy. Because she didn't hold him tightly, she just held him, and then she let him go. And that was the most faithful thing a human being has ever done. Mother Mary, full of grace, you held the weight of heaven in a tender human place. Mother Mary showed us how to say yes when we are frightened, to say yes and not know how. You say yes when the world wasn't ready. You said yes. You said yes when you couldn't see the end. You said yes, and you carried what God gave you. You said let it be.